Apple finally did it. I don't know how many years ago I gave up total hope of having an Apple Watch that actually lasted 24 hours, but here we are with the Apple Watch Series 11. Now, that's just one of the upgrades of what is one of 3 new Apple Watch models you'll be able to get this year. I promise I will be doing a full comparison of the Apple Watch Series 11, Apple Watch Ultra 3, and new Apple Watch SE 3 here on the channel very soon, so make sure you're subscribed. But right now we're getting our first look hands-on with the Apple Watch Series 11. I'm looking at the new space gray color. Otherwise, we have jet black, rose gold, and silver, familiar colors from last year, and overall very similar look. Remember last year with the Series 10, we had that redesign with the larger screen, more flush design. Virtually unchanged. On the left, I have my Apple Watch Series 10. On the right, I have the Apple Watch 11. This year, it's about what's happening inside the watch. There are 2 other upgrades besides battery life I think worth pointing out. First up, we are upgrading for cellular connectivity from LTE to 5G. Finally, that's going to be available through most major carriers around the world. And look at that, we still got our noise notifications on because I am yelling into this watch. It's noisy here in the hands-on area, folks. So I talked battery life, I talked 5G, let's talk health, because now the Apple Watch Series 11 is the first consumer smartwatch to detect for hypertension, that is high blood pressure. They're not calling it a blood pressure monitor or outright blood pressure monitoring. Instead, when you wear the watch for 30 days, your watch will be able to detect based on your blood movement if you have signs of possible hypertension. You know, that's a very Apple way of explaining things. That basically just means this can detect something that you could then go to your doctor to get further direction on. Of course, you still get heart rate monitoring, and now we have blood oxygen monitoring back, and that also plays a role in the new sleep score. That is a new feature joining Apple's sleep tracker suite of features. You know, we've had things that detect your different sleep cycles before, but now you're actually going to get a score 1 through 100, so you can be competitive with your friends, see who's getting a better night's sleep. Personally, for me, I'm a little scared to see my score these days. Please don't judge me when we get a full review on that. But that's still a nice little addition that a lot of other smartwatches have had for a while, but still nice to see. We've got 2 new watch faces this year. The standout one is Flow. It's giving liquid glass, which of course goes with the Watch OS 26 software update on this phone. And then we also got Exactograph. I think I am partial to Flow, but Exactograph is a nice complication-rich watch face if you're the type who needs to have all the information right there on the wrist. Now we're taking a look at the Apple Watch Ultra 3. We got an Apple Watch Ultra, then 2, and then Apple skipped a year, came out with the black version of it, and now we have Apple Watch Ultra 3 with some incremental upgrades. Just like the Apple Watch 11 gets more battery life, so does the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Not counting low power mode, up to 42 hours of battery life on a charge with the Apple Watch Ultra 3. So needless to say, that's going to remain one of the strongest selling points of that $799 price tag. But remember, with that price, it's inclusive with support for cellular service. Again, we're going up from LTE to 5G, but it doesn't stop there. Apple Watch Ultra 3 has satellite connectivity. Not only does that give this watch the same type of security features that you get with the satellite SOS on iPhone, but it also means that you can use features like your waypoints and even messaging when you're connected to satellite. 3 huge benefits to having satellite connectivity. 1, safety. If you're lost connection and you need emergency SOS, you'll be able to call it. 2, messages. You can still, send some messages if you're out on hikes, out in the wilderness, want to just let your friends know you're doing okay. And 3, you'll be able to track back to your waypoints that you set, so you can get yourself back to where you started. Also a really minor upgrade, I don't think I can even really see it, but apparently the display is bigger without the chassis actually being bigger. They've just narrowed the bezels a little bit around the screen, but it's still that same flat screen with the action button on the side, loudspeaker, protected side over here, and of course that titanium build. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I can tell you for now about the Apple Watch Series 11 and Apple Watch Ultra 3. I said up top in the video, I'm going to be doing a comparison very soon of all the watches to help you decide which one is right for you. But what's caught your eye so far? This is just going based off what I've seen in comments. I think a lot of people are planning to do a flagship upgrade this year, but the Apple Watch Ultra is still very popular, and I am sure the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is going to be on a lot of wish lists come the holidays. And hey, I'm always happy to see the Apple Watch SE get a refresh. I mean, always on display. That was the huge upgrade that I think was missing from the last one, but that's just one of the many features that make that $250 watch a pretty great value. Drop your first impressions in the chat. Thanks for joining us here at Apple Park for the first look at the Apple Watch Series 11 and Apple Watch Ultra 3. That's it from me. I'll catch you guys next time.